Have you ever built an AI agent which works perfectly in the demos but completely breaks in the real world? That's not a prompt or a model problem, it's a context problem. If you think prompt engineering is enough to build an AI agent, you are already behind. The real skill which is driving these modern AI apps is context engineering. But nobody explains how this works and why should we learn this. So let's just learn context engineering. Context refers to the set of tokens included when sampling from a large language model. The engineering problem at hand is optimizing the utility of those tokens against the inherent constraints of that LLM in order to consistently achieve the desired results. Boring, right? Basically, context engineering is a systematic way to design the whole environment in order to have the desired results consistently when we are using an LLM. Basically, you can say context engineering is a superlative version of prompt engineering, which is used to design the whole AI environment and workflows. Context engineering is about treating prompt engineering as a strategic communication rather than just asking questions back and forth. The key components of context engineering is a clear role, the background context and information, tone, style, and the desired communication, the desired way of communication, the constraints and the output format, and step-by-step guidance towards the end of the workflow or to the completion of the workflow. In the early days of the modern AI or Gen AI development, prompt engineering emerged as a proper and strategic way to communicate with AI and to have desired results. But as time passed, when businesses began to deploy these AI agents into their practical workflows, they weren't having consistent results. And that was a problem of context. And here we have context engineering, which is a really great way to enhance the capabilities of the AI agent to give it a proper context or a proper way of working. And that's how context engineering emerged as a solution of all of these problems which we were having with the AI agents. Like they weren't giving the consistent results, sometimes they were hallucinating, the information was fabricated, and we have a bunch of issues with like these AI agents. But the context engineering is the only way we can fix that thing. The main difference between prompt engineering and context engineering is like their focus. The prompt engineering focuses on designing and crafting a really great single instructions or a single instruction. We can have multiple like in chain of thought prompting, but prompt engineering is a simple way to use AI to have the answer to your question in a proper way. Whereas context engineering is a strategic and disciplinary way to create AI environments which can be really personalized and they can give us consistent results. Prompt engineering isn't like prompts are not that much personalized. If you try same prompt into two different chats of a same LLM like ChatGPT, you will have different results both of the time. Okay, but when you are using the AI agent which is created through context engineering, you won't have that problem. Your answer will be pretty much same, and you won't feel like I'm dealing with something which is not relevant to me. It is really personalized experience, and then we don't have context in the prompt. Like LLMs have a context window, but which is easily filled. And if you have ever experienced a long chat into ChatGPT, then you will be agreeing with me that after some messages, ChatGPT starts breaking in, and we don't have like the results which we were having in starts. And another thing context engineering has is APIs and the data fetching power. When we are creating AI agents with like a proper context, we have like tools, web search, code interpreter, file search. We have a bunch of different tools which we can use in those AI agents, and we will have access to a pretty much large data set than compared to prompt engineering. And prompt engineering is completely focused on a single person's personalization, and it is really simple, whereas context engineering is a bit complex, and it is a bit, you can say, a higher level skill, but it is a really demanding skill, and it is going to be the next boom like prompt engineering was some time back. And context engineering is a really great way we can create our AI agents, which will have a really great way of communication, a really great way of style, and a really great way of formatting information, and they will be consistent in providing high quality outputs in our desired formats, and they are pretty much personalized, and they are pretty much they are pretty much safe from the hallucinations. We can't there is a minor chance we can have hallucinations when we are using an AI agent which is created through context engineering. So let's just understand what is context engineering through an example prompt. Okay, so as you can see, we have a really great prompt in which basically this is a single prompt. I have break that into smaller pieces so we can understand what it is. You can see we have a clear role. The role can be anything. I have just used an example to in order to make beginners understand what it is. We have a clear role, we have use cases, we have objective, we have constraints, and we have a bunch of different things like context, and that's how we are going to create an agent with the help of context engineering. And context engineering is basically, is just in simple words, it's just a way to design your AI workflows, and it is pretty much accurate and really much better than prompt engineering. Prompt engineering is just answer to a single question, where context engineering is a whole process of how we can create or how we can completely automate an AI workflow or a workflow with the help of AI agents. And as you can see, the real use case of context engineering is AI agents, means we can use that into customer support, or we can use that into receptionist, call taker, and a bunch of different things. And context engineering is going to be the a bigger boom than prompt engineering was 2 years back, and it is just really started emerging. It has just started booming, and if we catch up early on this, we can have a really great skill which will be really in high demand in next few years. And so this is context engineering. It is basically our, in simple words, it is basically just our way to create AI agents which are really consistent and more better than those which are created through prompt engineering. So I hope you like this research, and I hope you learned something valuable, and I hope this was worth watching. So if you think this video is worth watching, please hit subscribe and like, and share it to the other people so that they can also have this amazing information.